What if I told you that a simple daily habit, something you could start today, could give you the power to live longer than 90% of people your age? Would you believe it? Most people think that longevity is determined by genetics or expensive medical treatments. But science keeps proving otherwise. The true secret to a longer, healthier life is often hidden in small, overlooked daily actions. Habits so subtle, most people ignore them until it's too late. Right now, millions of people over 65 are making the same silent mistake. Every single day. They don't feel it, they don't see it. But slowly, year after year, this mistake weakens their body, clouds their mind, and steals their independence. Until one day, they realize it's too late to turn back. And here's the brutal truth. While modern medicine keeps people alive longer, it doesn't always protect the quality of those extra years. Living longer is meaningless if your body is weak, your mind is foggy, and your days are filled with regrets. But there's hope, because new studies reveal a pattern, a hidden behavior shared by the world's healthiest, longest-living seniors. Those who reach their 80s, 90s, even past 100, while staying strong, clear-minded, and independent. And the best part? You don't need expensive supplements, trendy diets, or exhausting workouts. You don't need perfect genes or a lifetime of discipline. All it takes is one daily choice. A simple action that most people overlook, but those who truly live never skip. In this video, I'm going to reveal exactly what that habit is, and show you the warning signs that your body might already be heading down the wrong path. I'll introduce you to two people, both over 70, living proof of what happens when you make the right choice and what happens when you don't. Their stories will change the way you see your future. Because once you understand what's really stealing your health and your years, you'll never look at your daily routine the same way again. Stay with me until the end. Your life and the way you live it might depend on it. Comment number 1 if you're ready. The first most common mistake is skipping daily movement. It happens quietly. One day, you wake up feeling stiff, so you sit a little longer. The next, you skip your walk because the weather looks bad. Days turn into weeks. Weeks turn into years. Before you know it, movement, the very thing keeping your body and mind alive, fades from your daily life. For Walter, that day came right after retirement. He told himself he deserved to rest after decades of hard labor, but rest turned into stillness. What started as a few extra hours in his recliner became entire days without leaving the house. His legs weakened, his balance faltered, stairs became impossible, and slowly his world shrank. The impact went far beyond his muscles. Researchers from the Journal of the American Medical Association found that seniors who stop daily movement increase their risk of cognitive decline by 88%. Blood flow slows. The brain starves. Memories fade. It's not just the body that suffers, it's the mind. George chose differently. Every morning, he puts on his shoes and steps outside. Sometimes it's just a walk around the block. Other days, he visits the park. He stretches. He breathes deeply. And every step, every movement, is a message to his body that life isn't over. It's still happening. Movement, George says, is his medicine. His joints stay flexible. His heart stays strong. And his mind clear, sharp, fully alive. His doctor still marvels at his mobility. No cane, no walker, no fear of falling. The truth is simple. Your body is designed to move. When you stop, everything, your muscles, your heart, your brain, begins to die long before your time. If you're sitting right now, I want you to remember this. Movement is not optional. It is the foundation of every good year you have left. The second most common mistake is eating without purpose. Walter never paid much attention to what he ate. After retirement, his meals became an afterthought. Frozen dinners, skipped breakfasts, sugary snacks to pass the time. Some days, he wouldn't eat until late afternoon. Other days, he'd snack all night while watching television. He believed food was simple. Calories in, calories out. But inside his body, every careless bite was fueling inflammation, raising his blood sugar and slowly weakening his heart and brain. What Walter didn't know is that poor eating habits are directly linked to faster aging. A Harvard study published in the New England Journal of Medicine found that seniors who eat a balanced, nutrient-dense diet reduce their risk of early death by up to 30%. Every meal is a message to your body, either to heal or to decay. Meanwhile, George approaches food like fuel for his future. Every morning, he starts with a balanced breakfast: eggs, oatmeal, fresh fruit. Throughout the day, he chooses whole foods rich in fiber, healthy fats, and protein. Not because he's perfect, but because he knows that his choices today shape his health tomorrow. George still enjoys his meals, but he never eats mindlessly. He's learned that skipping meals leads to blood sugar crashes, mood swings, and fatigue. He's felt the difference. That's why every bite is intentional. A way to protect his energy, his strength, and his mind. Walter, on the other hand, keeps losing muscle. His belly grows, his energy fades, and he no longer connects the dots between what's on his plate and how he feels. Food, for him, has become a habit of survival, not a tool for longevity. The truth is, after 65, your body is less forgiving. Nutrients matter more. Protein, fiber, vitamins, they aren't optional. They are your defense against disease, weakness, and memory loss. The third most common mistake is ignoring social connection. It's easy to underestimate just how powerful human connection is until it's gone. For Walter, isolation crept in slowly. After retirement, the calls stopped. Friends moved away or passed on. Family visits became rare. At first, Walter didn't mind. He told himself he liked the quiet. But the quiet grew louder until it became unbearable. Now, days pass where Walter speaks to no one. He sits in his recliner, television blaring, but the house feels empty. Studies show that loneliness isn't just uncomfortable, it's deadly. According to research from Brigham Young University, chronic loneliness increases the risk of early death by 26%, rivaling smoking and obesity. Loneliness triggers inflammation, weakens the immune system, and accelerates cognitive decline. The brain, starving for connection, begins to shut down. Walter's memory slips. His world shrinks. And with every silent day, he drifts further away from the life he once knew. George lives differently. He believes staying connected is not optional. It's survival. Every week, George makes plans. Coffee with old friends, volunteer shifts, at the local library, family dinners where he listens more than he speaks. George knows the science. He's read that seniors with strong social ties reduce their risk of dementia by nearly 70%. But for him, it's not just about numbers. It's about feeling alive. He laughs often, he listens deeply, and because of that, his mind stays sharp, his heart full. Connection is the lifeline most people forget until it's too late. No pill, no doctor, no surgery can replace the simple power of being seen, heard, and valued. The fourth most common mistake is underestimating strength training. Walter used to believe strength was for young men. He worked hard his whole life, hauling lumber, climbing ladders, breaking his back for every dollar. By the time he retired, he felt he had earned his rest. The heavy lifting was over, or so he thought. But what Walter didn't realize was this: muscle loss doesn't stop with age. It accelerates. After 65, the body can lose up to 8% of muscle mass every decade if left unchecked. This silent erosion, known as sarcopenia, creeps in without warning, until one day you struggle to rise from a chair or catch yourself falling and wonder when you became so fragile. It happened to Walter faster than he expected. He remembers the first time he needed help out of the recliner. The shame, the frustration, his hands gripping the armrests, his knees trembling, his body betraying him. Today, stairs terrify him. Carrying groceries feels impossible. And the worst part, the weakness has reached his heart. His once strong body now tires after a simple walk to the mailbox. George knew better. He learned early that strength is not just about muscles, it's survival. Twice a week, George spends 30 minutes on simple resistance exercises. Light weights, bodyweight squats, gentle movements that keep his legs strong, his grip firm, and his back straight. His doctor once told him, "George, people don't die of old age. They die from the complications of weakness." That stuck with him. Science agrees. A study, published in The Lancet, found that grip strength is one of the most accurate predictors of longevity. Those with stronger hands, stronger bodies, live longer, healthier lives. George can still lift his own suitcase, shovel snow from his driveway, and carry his great-granddaughter on his shoulders. Walter can barely lift himself. Strength is not optional. It is the difference between living and slowly wasting away. The fifth most common mistake is neglecting sleep quality. Walter used to laugh when his doctor asked about sleep. "I've worked hard my whole life. Sleep comes when it comes," he'd say. And for years, he treated sleep like a light switch, something he could turn on or off, usually in front of the TV, with the remote still in his hand. But the truth is, sleep doesn't work that way. It's not passive. It's a biological reset, a nightly repair shop for the heart, the brain, and every cell in the body. And what Walter didn't know, what so many don't, is that poor sleep is one of the fastest ways to age yourself from the inside out. Lately, Walter finds himself waking up more tired than when he went to bed. He forgets simple things: names, dates, why he walked into a room. His mood swings, his blood pressure rises, and he blames it all on aging, never realizing that it's his broken sleep stealing pieces of him night after night. Studies from the National Institute on Aging show that seniors with poor sleep quality are at significantly higher risk for heart disease, depression, obesity, and cognitive decline. Sleep is not rest, it's survival. George learned that the hard way. In his early 60s, he struggled with insomnia. Nights staring at the ceiling, restless legs, mind racing. But unlike Walter, George refused to accept it as normal. He studied, listened, and adjusted. Today, George treats his sleep like a sacred ritual. No screens before bed, soft music, dim lights, and a firm rule. In bed by 9:30. He even tracks his sleep, not obsessively, but with curiosity. And the results show. George wakes up clear-headed, energized, ready. His memory is sharp. His heart beats strong. Walter, meanwhile, naps through the day, stays up too late, and wonders why his mind feels like it's slipping away. Sleep is the foundation no one sees, until it crumbles. Protect it, and it will protect you. The sixth most common mistake is surrendering to negative thoughts. Walter never used to be bitter. He was a man of pride, of hard work, of resilience. But somewhere along the way, the losses piled up. Friends passed, his body weakened. His dreams of traveling, learning new things, being remembered, slowly faded. And with every disappointment, a seed of negativity took root. Now, most days, Walter sees only what's wrong. With the world, with his family, with himself. He complains about his aching joints, the noisy neighbors, the state of the country. His mind has become a loop of regrets and what-ifs. And the worst part? He doesn't see what it's doing to him. Negativity, science shows, is not just a state of mind. It's a biological attack on the body. Research published in Psychosomatic Medicine reveals that chronic negative thinking increases cortisol levels, weakens the immune system, and accelerates cellular aging. Every bitter thought, every complaint is carving years off Walter's life. George faces the same losses. He's buried friends. He's felt the sting of aging. But George made a different choice. Years ago, he read that gratitude literally rewires the brain. And he believed it. Every morning, George writes down 3 things he's grateful for. Some days, it's simple. The smell of coffee, the sound of birds outside his window. Other days, it's deeper. A memory, a conversation, the fact that he woke up at all. And it shows. George's eyes still carry that spark. He listens more than he talks. He finds reasons to laugh, to connect, to feel alive, even when life tests him. Walter's family says it feels like they're losing him, not to disease, but to his own mind. George's family, on the other hand, says being around him makes them hopeful. Like growing old doesn't have to mean growing bitter. The mind is the first to go when we stop feeding it hope. But it's also the first thing that can change, if we choose. The 7th most common mistake is avoiding new challenges. Somewhere along the way, Walter convinced himself that learning, real learning, was for the young. New skills, new ideas, new experiences, none of it seemed to matter anymore. "What's the point?" he'd mutter. "I've lived my life." And so, his world shrank. Walter used to be curious. He loved fixing things, tinkering in his garage, learning the names of the birds in his backyard. But now, the same television shows loop through his days. The same stories, the same conversations, if he has any at all. Every year that passes, his world grows smaller, until even the thought of trying something new feels exhausting. What Walter doesn't see, what most people miss, is that the aging brain doesn't want less stimulation. It needs more. Studies from Harvard Medical School show that continuous learning and novelty keep the brain's neural pathways strong, reducing the risk of dementia by up to 30%. George lives by that truth. He made a rule for himself the day he turned 70. Every year he would learn something new. One year it was Spanish, the next, woodworking. Lately, he's been teaching himself how to play chess online, competing against strangers half his age. And it's not just the learning. It's what learning does to him. You see it in his posture, in the light in his eyes when he talks about the latest book he's reading or the new recipe he's trying. George refuses to let his world grow smaller. If anything, he's expanding it. One skill, one experience, one challenge at a time. Walter, meanwhile, rarely leaves his recliner. His world has become so small, so predictable, that even his dreams have stopped growing. The difference is heartbreaking and inspiring. The brain, just like the body, was built for challenge. Stop feeding it, and it starts to die, but push it, even a little, and it rewards you with more life than you thought possible. Somewhere, right now, there's a man like George and a man like Walter. Two lives, two paths, one growing stronger, the other fading away. Not because of luck or genetics, but because of choices made quietly, day after day. And that's the truth no one tells us about aging. It doesn't happen all at once. It happens slowly, invisibly. In the moments we tell ourselves it's too late to change, too late to matter. But it does matter. The way you move, the way you eat, the way you connect, think, sleep, and challenge your mind. These aren't small things. They are the very threads that weave the life you're living, and the life you'll leave behind. Walter didn't see it until it was too late, until his muscles weakened, his mind dimmed, and his world shrank down to the size of his living room. And now, every time he looks out the window, he wonders how it all slipped away so fast. George. He saw it coming. He made a choice most people never make, to fight for every year, every memory, every sunrise. And because of that choice, he lives differently. He wakes up excited. He moves through his day with purpose. And when he lays down at night, his mind is clear, his heart is full. The future belongs to those who choose it. No matter your age, no matter your past, the life you want is still waiting for you. Not in some distant dream, but in the next choice you make. You can be like Walter, or you can be like George. And the difference starts today. If this spoke to you, if you feel that pull inside to change, don't let it pass. Comment below. Share your thoughts, your fears, your hopes. Like this video if it opened your eyes. Subscribe if you're ready for more, and turn on the notification bell, because this is just the beginning. The next chapter of your life is still yours to write.